Welcome to Bhanju classes. I hope you're doing great. Before we get started with today's session, let us recall what we have done in the previous session. So, do you remember what we have done? Yes, we have understood about various types of views. We have understood what a front view is. It is when a person views an object from the front. So, this is how a car looks like in the front view. And what is the next view we have learned? Correct, we have understood about the side view. It is when a person views an object from any one of these sides and the car looks like this in the side view. And what is the third view that we have understood? Correct, we have understood about the top view. This is one of the most interesting ones, correct? Because when a person views an object from the top of the object, that is when it is called as the top view. And this is how our car looks like from the top view. So let us continue with Maya and Max's story and understand what they are going to solve today. So here we have Maya and Max. And this time, Maya is asking Max, "Hey Max, what is this? It looks incomplete." And Max said, "It is a rangoli." So Maya is very excited to finish off this rangoli, but she is a little worried because she thinks that it is very complicated to finish and complete this rangoli. Are you also feeling the same? Don't worry. By the end of today's session, you will feel that this is the easiest thing to solve. Alright, so let us get started and let us recall a couple of things before we get into the actual topic, and that is the three things about point, line segment and the curve. So what is a point? A point is any dot that you place anywhere. This is a point. But what is a line segment? When you put multiple points in a straight line and you join them, this becomes a line segment. And similarly, if the points are placed like this, that is not in a straight line, and you connect them, it becomes a curve. Is this easy? Amazing. So let us learn and understand the concept of patterns in today's session. So we are going to cover three types of patterns, which is patterns with the straight lines, with the curved lines, and with other shapes using the dot grid. So what was Max discussing about initially? Correct, he was discussing about rangoli, what a rangoli is. Let's understand that first. So a rangoli is a pattern which is a traditional form of art. It means rangoli, I'm sure you have seen in front of so many houses during so many festivals. It is made using straight lines, curved lines, or sometimes both of them by using a dot grid. Most of them use a dot grid. But what is this dot grid? A dot grid looks something like this, which has multiple dots. But these dots are not placed randomly like this. They are placed in a way which has the same distance in between the points. The distance between these 2 points is same as the distance between both of these points. Correct? So this is how carefully we plot the dotted grid. Now that you understand what a dot grid is, let us understand how to make patterns on the dot grid using a straight line. So here if you see, I have connected 3 dots using a straight line, and this straight line is a slanting line, correct? And then I have drawn another straight line which is a standing line. Again, we have a slanting line, then we have a straight line, slanting line and a straight line. If you want to continue, you can simply continue this pattern by drawing a slanting line, then a straight line using 3 dots. Isn't this super easy? All you have to do is understand the pattern and draw it, and that becomes a design. So let us understand what we have next. Here, instead of connecting the dots like this or this, they have connected the dots like this. This is similar to the English letter X, correct? So that's what we have done. There is a X and 2 sleeping lines. X and 2 sleeping lines. Shall we continue the pattern? Come on, let's do that. So X, and then we have 2 sleeping lines. X, and then we have 2 sleeping lines. So here we have another beautiful pattern. Are you interested to understand what is the next thing that we can do with straight lines? Yes, we can do shapes on the dot grid which would look like this. But how do you make out whether it is a square, rectangle? How do you do that? Squares have same side, correct? So here I have 3 dots which are connected. Let me show that to you. Here we have 3 dots which are connected, and even here we have 3 dots, and here we have 3 dots, and here also we have 3 dots. So when you're connecting same number of dots for all the 4 lines, that becomes a square. And for rectangle, you can either connect the dots with straight line, sleeping line and a slanting line, or you can use 2 slanting lines like this and 1 straight line. Again, 2 slanting lines and 1 straight line. If you're using this, then you are going to get another beautiful design to continue. Got it? So let us understand how to draw patterns with curved lines now. Isn't this super interesting? Let's do that. So with curved lines, you are going to get much more beautiful designs. Don't worry, don't get confused. This is super easy to do. So what we have done is, instead of connecting the lines using the dots, we are drawing curves using the dots. That means if this is my point, then what I am going to do is, I am going to draw one curve connecting both the points and another curve connecting both the points. Let us do this for the remaining 3 petals. So I'm going to do this and this. Similarly, this. And here we go. Isn't that easy? Continue this pattern and see which design you get. Let's see the next one now. This one seems a little tragic, but let me tell you, this is also super easy. So what they have done is, instead of connecting or using the dots like this or like this, they have made the design revolve around the dot. So we have started this way. We have gone one round around the dot and move to the next dot. Again, revolve around the dot. Go to the next dot, around the dot, next dot, around the dot, next dot, around the dot, and the next dot, again around the dot, and the next dot. Go around the dot, go to the next dot, go around the dot, and the next dot. Amazing! This is the same pattern I am going to do with the other side also. So from here, I'm going to start off going around the dot, and the next dot, around the dot, next dot, again around the dot and the next dot, again around the dot and the next dot. With a pen which is digital, if I could do this beautiful pattern, imagine doing a pattern on your book. That's gonna look incredible. So the next time you want to draw a pattern, simply draw a dotted grid and try making beautiful patterns like this. Now let us see a pattern which is using straight lines, curved lines and everything. Are you excited? Here we go. In this pattern, we have used curved lines. These are curved lines, correct? This is a curved one. This is a curve. This is a curve. And then we have used straight lines also. Here is a straight line. Here is a straight line. So in Rangoli and in patterns, we use both the curves and the straight lines together. And here is another example. Isn't this fun? So let me show you a couple of more examples. Here we have a kite. So never forget to draw something like this during the season of Pongal. And this one looks very nice because we have simply drawn a square by connecting the dots, and then we have drawn beautiful curves and filled it with colors. This is amazing. So I have a challenge for you because you understood how to do patterns using straight lines, curved lines and both of them. So here is the task for us. So Maya and Max are here to finish off their Rangoli. That's amazing. So are you excited to finish off your task? Here we go. You are asked to draw a flower and a house on this dotted grid. Shall we get started? I am going to draw one flower on my screen and you are going to draw another on your dotted grid. Let's get started. So I will start it from here. I want to draw one curve first and then draw 4 straight lines like this. And now let us connect each of the straight lines using curves. Let's see how it looks. So this is one petal, this is another petal, this is another petal, and this is another petal. And here we go, this is a beautiful flower. Amazing. Are you interested to draw the house? Let's draw it. So I'm going to connect 4 dots using the standing line and 4 more dots using the sleeping line, 4 more dots using the straight line. Let us close this so that it is easier for us to make a house. And now let us connect the dots like this, this and this. And this is how I used to draw a home when I was a kid and I remember it. So this is a home, and if you know how to draw a house in a much beautiful manner, always try it out and let me know if you could draw it. Next, I have another challenge for you. Here we go. Here I have complete these figures to make them squares and rectangles. But how do you know which one to be made as a square and which one to be made as a rectangle? Simple, count the number of dots on the sides of it. If you get same number of dots on the horizontal line and the vertical line, then that becomes a square. But if you get a different number of dots on the horizontal line and the vertical line, it becomes a rectangle. Let us go and check that out. So here in the horizontal line, that is the sleeping line, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 dots. And in the straight line, that is the vertical line, we have 1, 2 and 3 dots. Are the sides same? No. So this becomes rectangle. That's amazing. So let us continue drawing a straight line like this and connect it here. Here we go. We have drawn a rectangle super quick. And what is the next shape? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots on one side, and on the other side we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 dots on the other side. So it is a square because same dots on both the sides. So let us start doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4 dots and then 4 dots. We are done with the square. Okay, now we are only given with one side. We have an option to make it either a square or a rectangle. Let us do that. I am interested to make a rectangle. So how many dots we have here? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let us draw a line which is connecting 3 dots. And then let us draw a sleeping line and then connect the 3 dots again. Here we go. That's a rectangle. And the last figure, this is a little challenging, right? Don't worry, I'm going to make it easy for you. So here we are given 2 lines, correct? We are given 2 lines. Let's count the number of dots on it. Here we have 1, 2, 3 dots on one line, and another line is also having 1, 2 and 3. That means equal number of dots, which gives a square. But where should we connect it from? Very simple. Just start drawing from the opposite side. So if you want to draw a line here, then go to the opposite side, connecting 3 dots. Now connect these 3 dots, 1, 2 and 3. Here we go, this is a square. Go and take a grid and draw as many shapes as you can and patterns as you can and mesmerize your parents and friends. Amazing. So let us quickly summarize what we have done in today's session. We have understood what a rangoli is. Rangoli patterns can be made using straight lines, curved lines or both just by joining the dots on the dot grid. Not just that, we understood how a pattern can be formed using these lines, shapes like squares, rectangles and triangles. So spark your curiosity and I am going to see you in the next session with yet another beautiful topic. Bye-bye.